Buckle up, everyone, because today's docket is a full winter storm of legal drama. We've got arraignments, pre-trials, surprise delays, and a judge running the courtroom solo while battling Michigan snow and a lingering illness. And trust me, the cases coming up today range from minor traffic mishaps to a life-punishable felony. As you listen, keep an ear out for the shifting tones from routine to high tension, and ask yourself, what would you do if you were standing at Gamer? That podium. Let's dive in.
Good morning, everyone. We have one arraignment and some pre-trials. Jeanette Jackson is with us. Bailiff Paul is with us. We're ready to start. It is December, full on winter here in Michigan. If you like lots of snow, we got it. I'm still recovering from my second round of whatever it is I had. I probably will live through it, but it's good to get back to work. Judge Pattison is on vacation today, so I have misdemeanor arraignments and my general civil pretrial docket, then some misdemeanor sentences at 11. And that's it. Fortunately, Judge Pattison only had 3 arraignments set for this morning. One has hired an attorney, so that matter has been removed. One has not appeared, and the other defendant is here. And we're ready to go. So I got some nice notes and cards over the weekend. Thank you for that. And it's time to get to work. Today's first line of a song, many of you know this song had a couple different lives. One version is more famous. I thought love was only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else, but not for me. Love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. You all know the next line. So everybody can listen to that today and smile when you think about it. The song was written actually by Neil Diamond. We are here all 5 days this week. And has our other defendant arrived? Love was only true in fairy tales. Has our other defendant arrived? Does he need an interpreter?
I had Brandon call Shayna to that setup.
All right. We don't always assume because somebody has a Spanish surname that they need an interpreter, but we have Vivian for 11 o'clock this morning, but we didn't have an interpreter for our first batch. So, yes, that song got second life from Shrek. If you're old enough to remember the original version, you're old enough. All right, let's get to work. We've got another arraignment coming, then we'll take a break. We'll do some civil matters. Hopefully, many of the civil cases have resolved. And there's a question whether either of our sentences will show up at 11 o'clock. All right, I'm a little stuffed up, but we're here for the duration. If I look different, it's because I turned another year older since I was last here. Years with a 0 in it. And here's Vivian. Good morning, sir. Are you Chad Mullen?
Yes, sir.
Come up to the podium, please.
I'm an interpreter for that gentleman. Vivian should be walking.
She has. She just said thanks. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Vivian.
Good morning.
First guy was a little late, but Jeanette's getting him around. Good morning, sir. It's Monday morning. It's been a while to get warmed up. Are you Chad Forrest Mullen?
Yes,
You got a ticket for failing to report an accident. Take a look at the ticket. It's on November 12th at Banker Street and Borgert Road. Failed to report an accident under 622. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. I believe that's the one that carries no points, but I'll confirm that. They say this happened at 7:30 in the morning on November 12th. How do you plead to that charge?
not guilty.
All right. Ms. Jackson thought this matter could benefit from the prosecutor pretrial. Problem is, I don't know if any prosecutors are here yet. What? Only one of the prosecutors is here yet. We start earlier than they do. We start at 8. They start. I don't know when they start. Ms. Jackson, what's your suggestion for Mr. Mullen?
That he plead not guilty and talk to the prosecutor about the facts of his case.
Well, there's no prosecutor here. So,
I explained he'd have to probably come back probably after Christmas.
all right. You're missing work right now?
I'm on FMLA anyway.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I can't really tell much from this ticket other than you were driving a 96 GMC and there was some sort of accident. There's no notation or anything on the bottom of it. You're not guilty. When do you go back to work?
When the doctor says I can, I broke a couple ribs, so
Well, I'll set it maybe before Christmas. Set it for prosecutor pretrial for,
after the first of the year, I get my vacation and more sick time, so
well, I don't want to make you have to take a day off. So let's set this for December 18th at 8:30. That's a Thursday. You don't seem to have any issues with your driving record. You don't owe us any money. So it's just this matter. The refrigerator, we'll take another look at it on December 18th. I apologize we weren't able to do that this morning. Are you good to go?
Oh, yeah.
You still live on Featherstone Road?
yes, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Good. Thank you.
Remember when we worked in the prosecutor's office and we were always here before?
I'm sorry.
Do you remember when we worked in the prosecutor's office and we were all here by 7:45 every morning?
Oh. That was a lifetime ago. I'm a whole
A
different
different,
generation.
different world, different time. All right, Vivian, thank you for joining us. Raul Pale Alvarez. Buenos dias.
Buenos días.
¿Es usted Raul Pale Alvarez?
Sí, soy yo.
The lady on the screen, you see her there. Her name is Vivian Montero.
La señora en pantalla, ella se llama Vivian Montero.
She is a certified court interpreter,
Ella es una intérprete jurídica certificada.
and she's going to assist me because I don't speak much Spanish.
Ella nos va a ayudar porque no hablo mucho español.
And I want to make sure that you understand everything.
Y quiero asegurar que usted entiende todo.
I'm going to take a moment and swear her in as the interpreter.
Voy a tomar un momento y pedir que ella preste juramento como intérprete.
Do you swear or affirm to the best of your ability to interpret these matters from Spanish and English and English into Spanish?
I do.
And would you state your name, please?
Vivian Montero, Court Interpreter 18369.
You got a ticket on November 12th.
Usted recibió una multa el 12 de noviembre.
Here in St. Joe County.
Aquí en el condado de St. Joe.
They say that you were driving a motor vehicle with a very high blood alcohol level.
Dicen que usted estaba conduciendo un auto y tenía alto nivel de alcoholemia.
They also show you don't have a driver's license.
También se ve que usted no tiene una licencia de conducir.
The way this is charged, it is a misdemeanor.
La forma que han impuesto el cargo es un delito menor.
It is punishable by up to 180 days in jail
Lleva una máxima penalidad posible hasta 180 días de cárcel.
and a fine of up to $750.
Una multa hasta $750.
Carry 6 points on your license.
Conlleva 6 puntos en su historial de conducir.
And it requires that your driving privileges be suspended.
Y requiere que se le suspenda su privilegio de conducir.
My recommendation for you, sir, is that we get an attorney to help you with this.
Mi recomendación para usted, señor, es asignarle un abogado de oficio para ayudarle con esto.
Is that agreeable with you?
¿Está bien para usted?
That I appoint a lawyer to help you with this.
Que le asigno un abogado de oficio para ayudarle con este caso. ¿Está bien?
Sí.
Yeah.
This is a serious charge.
Este es un cargo grave.
You could end up going to jail for this charge.
Usted pudiera terminar yendo a la cárcel debido a este cargo.
Which could also affect your lawful residency status.
Lo cual pudiera afectar su situación migratoria aquí también.
So I think it would be in your interest if we got a lawyer to help you with this.
Creo que le conviene si asignamos un abogado de oficio para ayudarle con esto.
This moment is critical. The judge is emphasizing not only the seriousness of the charge, but the immigration consequences tied to it. something many defendants don't fully understand. A high back, no driver's license, and potential residency. Complications create a legal minefield that absolutely requires counsel. And notice how carefully the judge and interpreter work together to ensure comprehension. For viewers, would you have known this charge could affect immigration status? Most people don't, which is why this caution is more than routine. It's protective.
So what I would like to do is appoint a lawyer to help you and set it for another hearing.
Me gustaría asignarle un abogado de oficio y fijar fecha para otra audiencia.
Is that acceptable to you?
¿Está bien para usted?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to set an attorney pretrial for January 2nd.
Voy a fijar una fecha para la preconsulta ante el juicio para el 2 de enero.
Vivian, we're going to be very busy that morning. First Friday of the year,
Okay. What time?
8:30.
30. Okay.
I'm going to have the bailiff take you out to the court office.
Voy a pedir que el alguacil le lleve a la ventanilla.
The clerks will give you some paperwork with your lawyer's name and number on it.
El secretario de acta le va a entregar un papel con el nombre y el número de teléfono de su abogado.
I want you to call that attorney and make an appointment to discuss your case with them.
Quiero que llame el abogado y saque cita para conversar sobre su caso con él o ella.
They will get the police report
Ellos van a conseguir el informe de policía
and be in a position to discuss your case.
y estarán en la postura para ayudarle a defender su caso.
But you don't have a valid driver's license.
Usted no tiene una licencia vigente para poder conducir.
So you can't drive.
No puede conducir.
I see that you had someone bring you here today, and that is good.
Veo que alguien le trajo aquí hoy día y eso está bien.
So don't drive anymore, and certainly don't get in any more trouble.
No vuelva a manejar, no vuelva a meterse en más problemas.
Till I see you on January 2nd.
Hasta que le vuelva a ver el 2 de enero.
I will have Ms. Montero here with me on January 2nd to interpret.
La señora Montero va a estar aquí el 2 de enero para interpretar.
When you call your lawyer, you're going to need someone to help you to translate.
Pero cuando llama a su abogado va a necesitar a alguien bilingüe para ayudar a interpretar.
All right, you go with the court officer. I'll see you on January 2nd.
Ya le puede acompañar el alguacil. Le volveré a ver el 2 de enero. All set, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming on short notice. Jeanette, I have a bench warrant that we're going to try to cram in here too. I have my civil docket this morning. We have a guest visitor today on the first Monday of December. Good morning. You're here for Mr. Taylor?
I am Mr. Taylor, yes.
All right, Mr. Taylor, would you come forward?
Well,
Why don't you sit over here and then
Sure.
Jeanette can stay where she is.
yep.
The file number is 252400 FY. People versus David Edward Taylor. That's you, sir?
Yes.
Let me look for this. I saw it and then I didn't see it. I don't think it's in my queue. They brought this to me
Here we see a major pivot in courtroom energy. After handling traffic and misdemeanor matters, the judge now transitions into a life maximum felony, criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. This is one of the most serious charges in Michigan law. Notice how smoothly the judge shifts tone, more formal, more controlled, and tightly structured. Defense counsel is already on board, which signals the gravity of the case. And importantly, bond conditions are strict. No contact with the complaining witness, mandatory appearances, and multiple attorneys coordinating defense strategies. Ask yourself, how do you think a courtroom atmosphere changes when the stakes jump from fines to life imprisonment?
Mr. Taylor, you're charged with one count, very serious count of criminal sexual conduct in the first degree. That is a felony. It's punishable by up to life imprisonment. You've retained counsel. Mr. Crane is here. We haven't seen the appearance. Mr. Crane, why don't you go ahead and put your appearance on the record?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Cody Crane appearing on behalf of Mr. David Taylor. And I did file the appearance on Friday. I know your court was closed. My assistant did, so it might just not be in the system yet, but we did file one, Your Honor.
Well, that was my guess.
Yep.
You're here.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to show that you plead not guilty. They set bond at $5,000. The magistrate did. I'm sure there are conditions that you're not to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case. Mr. Crane, in the regular course of business, this would be set for a pre-exam conference.
Yes.
On December 16th at 8:30. Does that
Okay.
work for you?
We will make it work. I also, just for the record, I have co-counsel on this case, Mr. Scott Wagner, who you probably know as well.
Yes.
His name will be on the appearance. I just wanted to put that on the record because there may be some days where he shows up, but most days both of us. So
Where are you now?
I'm down. So my office is in Kalamazoo.
But you're just on your own?
I'm on my own now. Yeah, as of last October. But with my health,
Yes.
I had to get that. I went through some other stuff. So yeah, I am in my office in Kalamazoo, but I'll go all the way up to Grand Rapids. Spent a lot of time in Ottawa, so I kind of bounce around these days.
Well, it's nice to see you.
It
I
is
haven't
nice to
seen
see you
in
as
a
well,
while.
yeah.
You're gonna get Judge Pattison for this. I'm actually covering for him this morning. I'm
Okay.
not sure what he's doing, but Attorney Rhonda Ives would have been appointed, so she's glad you're here.
God, I'm sure she
I'm
is.
sure
Yes.
she's very disappointed not to get this. Mr. Taylor, I don't know that we've ever met before. There's a bunch of guys named David Taylor, but your obligation is to stay in contact with your attorney. Don't violate any of the conditions of your bond, including no contact with a complaining witness. And your next court appearance is December 16th at 8:30 a.m. If you take Mr. Crane out, we'll get those notices for him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. I'll
Thank
see you again.
Yes, sounds good.
All right, Jeanette, they brought me also an extra case. All right. I've got civil stuff. Sorry, I've been blowing my nose so much around here. Somebody wants to watch that. Maybe they're closed. Oh, they don't come until late either. Good morning.
Hello.
Mr. Conley, I've got double duty this morning. I got criminal arraignments and civil pretrials all sort of bunched together. And Judge Pattison is elsewhere. But we're not doing too bad, all things considered, if I get the jail booking to answer the phone.
They're buried in snow.
Maybe so. Well, give me a minute, Jeanette. I've got the record on, I got the live feed on, and I guess we'll just address this. Are you Brittany Clay?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
All right, I've got a telephone only. I don't prefer that, but we'll do the best we can.
I couldn't get the meeting ID to work for the Zoom video. I'm not sure why.
All right, we'll do the best we can.
Is there any way you could have a breakout room, Judge? I haven't had a
Yes,
chance.
certainly.
Thank you.
This is file number 251565GC. It's titled Three Rivers Health versus Brittany Clay. I don't have the entire file, but a default had entered in this matter in a substantial amount, $11,855. That default entered November 12th. On November 13th, we received a letter from Ms. Clark the day after the default entered. She didn't show up for the hearing, questioning the whole matter. We set it as a motion to set aside default. Mr. Robert Conley is here. He represents Three Rivers Hospital in a lot of their cases. And Ms. Clay is here. Ms. Clay, you didn't show up, or you didn't answer the lawsuit. You got sued. You didn't file an answer, and a default entered. The day after the default entered, you filed that letter. So you have 21 days after a default to move to set it aside. So I treated it as that. Mr. Conley is here, and he's agreeable to speaking with you privately in what's called a breakout room. So I'm gonna, hopefully you'll be able to go in there just automatically, and you'll be in a private space where you can talk with the attorney. And I'll be here working on other stuff. Good morning, Sergeant Ball. This is Judge Middleton calling. I got a bench warrant to see Jeanette Jackson wants to know if we can see Sivan Gowan. No, could I see Sivan Gowan? Okay. I figured something was going on. Oh, those guys are to blame. Oh. All right, we'll do the best we can. Thanks. Bye. He was gonna go get Jeanette, look for Jeanette Jackson to bring her out. I always used to blame it on Debbie. Debbie Davis says, we need to see so-and-so. But they were gonna go look for you in one of the cells, I guess. And a bunch of pens that don't work. That finished. We had a about 15 people get arrested over the holiday weekend. We were at 92, I think, and we were at 207 this morning. It was so snowy and crappy. I'm surprised that people had time to get in trouble.
That's what I was thinking.
Mr. Gowan has multiple things. And more even than this. But we'll see him in a minute and then let you go. That was set for 8:45. And then I have a 9. There's several cases that I had hoped were going to settle. I didn't realize Judge Patterson was going to be gone. I was gone Monday, Tuesday. He was gone Wednesday. We were all gone, and he's gone today. So I haven't seen him in about 10 days. Here's the jail. Good morning.
Middleton, on that about.
I got an upside down chair. I'll put this in waiting room. Mr. Gowan has failed to appear for a pretrial and filed 251871. Ross Truckee is his lawyer. I'm going to reset that for this Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Ross is scheduled to be here then. Failed to appear for arraignment on a charge of malicious destruction of property in front of Judge Patterson. He has a new retail fraud charge.
Your Honor, on that file number, can you give me the suffix letters?
SM 1871 SM
1871?
1871.
Oh,
Yes, thank you.
okay.
Yeah. 1958 SM. That's the MDLP. 252203. That's a retail fraud second. He's not going anywhere. Did you manage to get out of your driveway this morning? Did you shovel it out or did you have
I
somebody?
have some very, very nice neighbors who always plow me out.
Maybe they could come over to my house, about croak myself.
No, the village did a crappy job because they left no banks. There's no way I could have plowed myself out.
Yeah, the road commission comes and plows the road and it puts like a cement frozen wall of snow at the end of your driveway. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse. With me also is Jeanette Jackson from the Public Defender's Office. You got several things going on. We're going to deal with them. Are you Savan Elisha Gowan?
Yes, I am.
You had a charge of domestic violence. You were set for a pretrial with the attorney Ross Truckee to represent you on Friday afternoon, this Thursday, December 4th. You failed to appear, or he was set to represent you on October 30th. You didn't show up for your hearing on October 30th. The bench warrant issued and you got arrested over the weekend. When did you get arrested?
I was just brought in on Wednesday. I've been in rehab and I went on my own. I didn't tell anybody I went.
Where'd you get arrested on Wednesday?
At my house.
On Fawn River Road?
No, I wasn't on Fawn River Road. I was on 300 South 4th Street.
Did they come there specifically to arrest you, or did you have just some other reason to have contact with them?
They said they came there because I had bench warrants and they were shining flashlights in my face and told me to come out front.
All right, well, very good. Get the case back on track. I'm gonna set this for a last pretrial with Attorney Truckee. For this Thursday. He's set to be here that day, 12/4 at 2:00. Bond is now $1,000 cash or surety. You also failed to appear for arraignment in a charge of malicious destruction of property. Take a look at that. That is file number 251958. In that case, the allegation is that you were in the village of Colon and you damaged some vehicle tires which belonged to Katie Brandy's, and you had been in a dating relationship. Injury of more than $200, but less than $1,000. I can attest, having just bought 2 new sets of tires, that a set of 4 tires can be well over $1,000. Anyway, that's the allegation. They allege that it happened on August 30th.
If I may, I did go in and replace all 4 tires. If that means
well, don't say
anything.
any more about it. Show a plea of not guilty. But appoint attorney Rhonda Ives. And set an attorney pretrial for January 1st. I can't go that far out. For December 19th. At 8:30. Bond in that case was also set by the magistrate at $1,000 cash or surety, actually set by Judge Pattison. He did show up for your arraignment. Where did you go to rehab?
In Kalamazoo at Enlightened Recovery.
What's the name of it?
Enlightened Recovery.
Lang's Recovery?
Enlightened.
Oh, Enlightened. Well, that's a plus. All right, then we got one more. File 252303. charged with retail fraud in the second degree. In that case, it's alleged you were at the Myers store on October 12th, and you stole some stuff, and you had a previous offense, making it a second degree retail fraud. That's punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. Excuse me. Hoping before January 1, I won't be sick anymore. Gotta start hanging around, stop hanging around with little kids. All right, I'm gonna show you plea not guilty on that. Show plea of not guilty. I'm gonna appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial again for December 19th. At 8:30. If I code to December 2nd, it's more than 28 days from the day you got arrested. So I'm gonna accelerate this up to December 19th. So you got 3 set bond at $1,000 cash or surety. You're not to go to Myers. When did you get out of rehab?
I got out of rehab on probably, I'm just spitballing here. I think it was roughly the 15th
Of what?
November. I went on November 3rd.
All right. Well, you never bothered to call your lawyers or the court or show up or anything. So now you're sitting in jail. Mr. Truckee represents you in the first case. We'll deal with that this Thursday. Maybe they can address everything on Thursday. The other 2 cases are set for a little later. That would be December 19th. All right, Mr. Gowan, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jackson.
All right. I think we're done.
I think so. All right, now we're going to switch back to civil matters. Jenny, I put all of Mr. Gowan's stuff on the same ROA. Good morning, Mr. Sayeg. We're in the middle of another case, and we'll address that first. We were in the middle of criminal arraignments and civil pretrials. We started our first civil pretrial, 3 Rivers Health versus Brittany Clay. That was file number 251565. Brittany Clay is here and Mr. Robert Conley is here. Parties were put in a breakout room. Ms. Clay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Mr. Conley, what's the status?
After Miss Clay and I spoke, Your Honor, it seems like all she really needed was a payment plan, something that she could afford on this. We agreed on a payment plan of $100 a month for 6 months, then revisit starting January the 7th, 2026, and the 7th of each month. I went over where she has to send her payments. I've had a previous case with her as well on some other accounts, and she just really wanted a payment plan.
January 7th, 2026, subject to review after 6 months.
Yes, sir.
All right. Perhaps the way to do this would be to show a amended judgment with a payment plan. I'm going to show that upon review, the motion is denied. Defendant has agreed to a repayment plan. At $100 per month, starting January 7th, 2026. Ms. Clay, do you agree that the judgment may, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'll drop dead here. Remain in the amount of $11,855.84, and you're going to start making payments of $100 per month, starting January 7th, subject to review after 6 months. Is that agreeable with you?
Yes, sir.
At this rate, that would take 10 years to pay this off, not even counting interest. And so maybe it'll get amended at some point, but the original judgment will stand. Motion to set aside the default is denied. You've agreed to a repayment plan of $100 per month starting January the 7th. Defendant agreed on the record. All right, Ms. Clay, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so.
All right, very good. You're good to go. Thank you.
Thank
You've
you.
got instructions on how to make payments.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Mr. Conley, I think that order I did will suffice. It leaves the default judgment in place, but inserts a payment agreement. Our next matter is LVNV Funding versus Justin Pratt. Attorney James Stayag is here. I just lost it. I think I may have deleted him. I went to remove Miss Clay. And Miss Alice, I'll be with you in just a moment, all right?
Okay.
And it's jumped and I kicked her out. Kicked him out. Anyway, while we're waiting, let's call this case. Three Rivers Health versus Amber Ellis. Robert Conley is here on behalf of Three Rivers Health. Amber Ellis is here. We called this matter earlier on October 6th, and the parties were working on a resolution. The matter was adjourned to this morning. Mr. Conley, what's the status here today?
Your Honor, my client emailed me Wednesday evening right before Thanksgiving and said that she was eligible at that time. So they're just going to write off the balance, or I'm dismissing the case.
All right. Well, that's a blessing for you, Miss Ellis.
Yes.
Yeah, they were looking at the hardship eligibility, which is one of the matters that we continue the matter. Mr. Conley, I'd ask you to submit an order of dismissal. The claim was for $1,114. And once that's dismissed, Miss Ellis, this case is done.
Perfect.
All right. as he said, he didn't get that information until very last minute Wednesday. All right, you're good to go. Thank you, Mr. Conley. I think that finishes our business, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
I apologize, Mr. Zag. I think I went to delete the other lady and she clicked off and it went up to you and I accidentally kicked you out.
No, I think that was actually on my end, Your Honor. I think we had like a little power surge and the computer went off and I just had to zoom back in on my phone. So that was on me.
All right, well, let's call this matter. It's entitled LVNV Funding versus Justin Pratt. File number is 2520GC. We were here previously in August and Mr. Sayeg was here on behalf of the plaintiff. The defendant was here. We adjourned the matter for 60 days for plaintiff to file a motion for summary disposition and giving defendant time to answer, alleging that there is no material issue of fact and no defense has been stated. In point of fact, Mr. Pratt is not here. The problem is this isn't set until 9:30. So I can't hear it yet. Somehow it got set for 9 and 9:30, Mr.
Yeah, there's actually two matters with this defendant, Your Honor, and I had one on for 9 and one on for 9:30. So to play it safe, I just zoomed in.
Yeah,
at
there's
9.
25948 and 2520. Well, let's just wait. How about if you just go about your business for a half an hour and we'll click in again. Let's see what Mr. Beckstein is here for at 9:30.
Okay, Your Honor, so I will see you again at 9:30.
Well, just a minute. We got Mr. Beckstein here. He might be here on the other side.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What case are you here on today?
I'm here on LVNV Funding versus Justin Pratt.
On behalf of Mr. Pratt?
No, on behalf of LVNV Funding.
All right, so that be 25948 GC.
My sheet says 25-20-GC.
Well, we're double booked because Mr. Sayeg is here.
For plaintiff?
Defendant. You're now here, so I guess we can address that matter.
I'm also here for defendant Justin Pratt on 25-20-GC. So we're here on the same matter.
All right, very good. Okay. We discussed this matter at some length back in August. Plaintiff has filed a motion for summary disposition. As far as I can tell, defendant did not respond. Let me make my notes here.
What a roller coaster of a docket. Today's courtroom session walked us through the full spectrum of the justice system. Minor accidents, language barrier interpretation, drunk driving complications, financial judgments, rehabilitative progress, and even a life-punishable felony. We saw how judges balance compassion with accountability and how important it is for defendants to stay informed, show up, and communicate with counsel. Payment plans were arranged, defaults addressed, rehab efforts noted, and major felony cases set firmly on track. If you found this docket as revealing and intense as we did, make sure to hit that like button, Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
All right, Mr. Sayeg, I apologize. I thought you were here for the plaintiff rather than the defendant. Wasn't looking closely at my file.
Oh, that's no problem.
Anyway, the matter is set for this motion for summary disposition. It seems pretty straightforward. Mr. Bankstein, what's your position?
Our position is that defendant opened the account. This is a personal loan, Your Honor. Defendant opened the account, accepted funds, made payments, but then stopped paying on the account. Defendant has not demonstrated that there's any material issue of fact in dispute, and plaintiff is entitled to judgment. I'm asking the court to grant our motion for summary disposition.
Mr. Sayeg, what's your position?
Thank you, Your Honor. Actually, I was hoping to have a breakout room with counsel before we got into argument.
We can certainly do that. Let me set it up.
I'm amenable to that.
I had reached out to Max Quinn on this matter before the break, so I think maybe the emails didn't get sent where they needed to go.
All right, well, that's fine. I'll be here anyway. I'm gonna shut off the live feed and cough for a while you guys talk.
Hi, how you doing, sir?
Mr. Bankstein, did I put you in there?
You didn't. I'm sorry. When I interpreted you saying turning off the live feed, like we were still going to be just talking, but I didn't see an
You can
invite.
join the breakout room. And I'll stop the live feed. So I can